Ladies and gentlemen, the Darce Choke submission comes officially 1 minute, 28 seconds. Round number 2 for your winner, Texas's own Kevin Trailblazer Holland!
See you guys in Houston. Try to true car show. Be there. Be square.
Does it change anything for you? I mean, do you read anything into that?
No, I fought at 85, fought at 70. You know, I fought at 96 before. You know, it's like I walk around at 192 pounds, so that tells you a lot. I don't really care about a weight class. I don't really care about any of that stuff. I just want to show up. I just want to fight and just be able to beat the brakes off somebody.
When you first got the nod that you'd be fighting Wonder Boy, what was the reaction?
It was good. You know, I was sitting on the couch. I was chilling. I was in my retirement mode, and they said I was gonna fight Wonder Boy, and I was like, all right, we're locked back in. So it was, you know, it was a wonderful thing. You know, I was pretty happy to. You know, to get something wonderful and magnificent like I asked for. So that's nice.
You said the word retirement, though. You made the MMA world into a frenzy when you said retirement, though.
Yeah.
You're really retired? And then you came out of retirement? Did Dana White have to convince you to unretire?
No, Dana didn't even have to hit me up. You know, it was as simple as just getting a contract for Wonder Boy, and I was like, all right, you know, that's something I want. Really needs an opponent, so I'm down for that. I hear he wants to fight in August, but I was thinking September. So, Sean, if we can figure something out, that'll be my 3rd fight this year, and I still got time to do 2 more. We don't slow down, we step it up.
Well, congratulations, my friend. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kevin Holland.
You won't believe how Kevin Holland rose to fame in 2020. It probably wasn't how you think. Let's get into it. The sad reality of being an MMA fighter is that you are never guaranteed to have a long-standing legacy. You could be one of the best fighters in the world and never become a household name like Conor McGregor or Nate Diaz. There are fighters with dozens of professional MMA fights you've probably never heard of. I'm sure most of you have no clue who Jeremy Horn is. Yeah, he has 118 professional fights. Point is, far too often, MMA fighters go their entire career without catching that lightning in the bottle that is fame. So it's all the more special when it happens, especially to a fighter that isn't the best compared to their elite counterpart. Some fighters like Khabib or Jon Jones simply rose to fame after beating everyone and being the best in their division. This isn't the case for the fighter we're talking about today. Through a mixture of never-before-seen circumstance and capitalization, this fighter became a phenomenon to hardcore fans and even started garnering attention from more casual viewers. Let's take a look at Kevin Holland's unlikely rise to fame. Kevin Holland made his UFC debut on August 4th, 2018, after appearing on Dana White's Contender Series. Yeah, despite his relative success, he's only been in the promotion for 4 years. Just to make a little comparison, most casual viewers have just recently figured out who Charles Oliveira is due to his championship tenure. Well, he's been in the company for 12 years, debuting in 2010. So Holland would lose his debut fight against the behemoth of a man that is Thiago Santos. No, seriously, look at that man's legs. Kevin would then go on to beat the Rocky the Thrasher Nicholson via rear naked choke. I made that name up, by the way, because I'm sure a small percentage of you guys would know who John Phillips is. Speaking of a small percentage, only 5% of the people who watch my videos, so you, are subscribed. So if you could subscribe and like the video while you're at it, it would make my day. Where were we? Oh yeah, Kevin chokes out John Phillips and then goes on to beat Gerald Mearshart by split decision. He then beat Alessio Di Chirico via unanimous decision. None of these fights matter, and quite frankly, nothing Holland did before 2020 really mattered regarding the theme of this video. So let's finish this build up and talk about 2020. The worst year in recent memory. Cyberpunk was released, Blinding Lights was going crazy, and COVID took the entire world by storm. Can I even say that word without getting demonetized? COVID. You guys remember that? You couldn't even say the word without getting demonetized and getting that weird notice under your video. Speaking of COVID, Kevin Holland's incredible run and rise to fame in 2020 can be largely credited to COVID. Here's how. Picture this. You're being told you can't go outside. Millions of people are losing the jobs they spent 16 years of school to get. Everything is being shut down because of some disease that seemingly came from nowhere. Well, you don't need to picture this because we lived it. It happened. And amongst the things that got shut down, sporting events was one of them. So, no football, no basketball, nothing. Quick question, is it football or soccer? Anyways, either way, it was all gone. That is until a bald genius was the first one in the world to say, wait a minute, I got some money to make, and made an entire island just to host fights during a global pandemic. That bald genius was Dana White. So why am I talking about this? Well, before the NBA bubble, and before any other sport dared to continue, the UFC did it first. But something was different than normal. You see, in light of the new global pandemic, it only made sense that no fans were allowed in the audience. The octagon was quiet. Really quiet. You could hear everything. This is where Kevin Holland comes in. Kevin Holland liked to talk. A lot. And you could hear every word of it. This isn't a tale of some elite fighter who wowed viewers with his immense skill and grace. Quite frankly, during Kevin Holland's 2020 run, he literally fought people who were making their UFC debuts. Among others you've probably never heard of. No, skill wasn't the reason. It was the tenacity of Holland. The dude won 5 fights in a calendar year, tying the record for most wins in a year in UFC history. But more than that, it was the mouth on Holland that garnered him attention. Not only was he knocking people out, but he was talking trash mid-fight like you talk to your childhood friend while play fighting. It wasn't cringy either. You could kinda picture yourself in the octagon saying the same stuff Holland did. Like here, picture this. I'll be Kevin Holland. Made boy, them weak punches. I'll beat the out your boy. Yeah, and your mama. Yeah, yo mama. Boy, do something.
I don't like that, buddy. DC, where my wrestling advice at?
Giving advantage, let's work.
Harder than Diango. That says a lot. No, watch it. That was not low.
Stomach, let's work.
Come on, John. Hold my glove, look at that. Dude, this sucks. Hit me so hard.
Okay, point is, Holland talked a lot, and it was kinda relatable, at least to me, cause like him, I was called a big mouth while growing up.
Bruh.
Pause. On August 8th, 2020, Kevin Holland would welcome Joaquin Buckley to the UFC by TKOing him in the 3rd round, earning himself a Performance of the Night bonus. Holland then quickly turned around and beat Darren Stewart on September 19th, 2020 by unanimous decision. Holland then welcomed another promotional newcomer to the UFC via a slam TKO in the 1st round. Let's just call him Dave, cause his name didn't really matter. Poor Dave. Now let's talk about the only actual impressive win during Kevin Holland's 2020 run. On December 12, 2020, Kevin Holland was set to face Jacare Souza. Holland would score one of the greatest and most unique knockouts of all time. He knocked out Jacare Souza with punches while on his back. And no, I don't mean Kevin Holland was on top raining down bombs on Jacare. I mean Kevin Holland was literally on his back and swung punches upwards and knocked out Jacare Souza. Do you know how much force you have to generate to knock somebody out while on your back? That's one thing nobody can take from Kevin Holland. That KO was insane. Holland would end the year with a statement to steal his spot in the record books. After that, yeah, not so much. But that's a topic for another video. Let me know if you guys want to see what happened to Kevin Holland's career after that. That was Holland's 2020 run that made many casual and hardcore fans know who he is. So that makes me wonder, did he deserve it? I mean, yeah, Holland won fights, but almost every person he faced during his run was a promotional newcomer. Or what I like to call a plumber. There are so many other fighters who have combined incredible wins, going on tears that you've never heard of. So, does Holland deserve it after beating a few plumbers and picking up one good win? Well, the truth is, it doesn't really matter. The guy's funny and had some cool knockouts. That's the sad reality for some fighters. They can be super good, but some guys just don't have that personality. Look at Paddy Pimblett. He's really not that good, but he has that personality that had a whole country behind him. This was simply a matter of perfect circumstance and execution on the part of Holland. If COVID never happened, who knows if Holland would have ever blown up? What do you guys think? Does Kevin Holland deserve the fame that he has? What other fighters do you think that deserve it more? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching The Rise of Kevin Holland.
I fight because it's something that I choose to do. I love fighting. Fighting's better than anything else. I'd rather not flip burgers. I'd rather just knock people out.
Way to victory is a smash, brother. And he's over here smashing, brother. It's not cool, brother. Now give me some wrestling advice.